People said the house on Ridgeway Drive was cursed. Humans are more afraid of emotional exposure than danger. That's why we call uncomfortable places cursed instead of honest. Not haunted, worse. They said everyone who lived there eventually cracked. Couples divorced. Kids moved out and never called. One guy put the place back on the market after 6 months and told the realtor, straight-faced, "It's not the house. It's what the house makes you hear." That should have been the first red flag. But Noah Price was 34, recently laid off, emotionally fried, and running out of options. Red flags looked like decorations at that point. The rent was cheap. Suspiciously cheap. So Noah signed the lease. The first thing he noticed wasn't the smell or the creaky floors. The brain interprets prolonged silence as a threat. When there's no noise, your mind fills the gap with unresolved thoughts. It was the silence. Not peaceful silence. Not calm silence. The kind that presses against your ears like it's waiting. Noah laughed it off. Old houses had vibes. He told himself that while unpacking boxes labeled stuff I'll deal with later. At night, the silence got louder. That's when he heard it. A sigh. Soft. Close. Like someone had been holding their breath for a long time and finally gave up. Noah sat up in bed, heart hammering. Hello? Nothing. Just the house settling. Probably. The whispers started a week later. Intrusive thoughts don't appear randomly, they surface when the mind finally has space to speak. Not voices. Not words. Thoughts. His own voice, but not thoughts he was choosing. You should have tried harder. He dropped his coffee mug. It shattered across the kitchen tile. Get it together, man, he muttered. But the house didn't stop. It waited. Then, late one night while he stared at the ceiling, it tried again. You're not angry about losing the job. Noah swallowed. You're angry about who you became trying to keep it. That one hit. Because it was true. The house didn't tell lies. People can tolerate pain longer than truth. Truth demands change, pain doesn't. That was the problem. It didn't insult him or scare him for fun. It did something worse, it reflected him. Every room pulled something different out of him. The kitchen brought regret. The living room dragged out loneliness so thick it made his chest ache. The spare bedroom? That one hurt the most. He stood in the doorway one afternoon and felt a memory crash into him without warning. His sister, Lily. Barefoot. Laughing. Sitting cross-legged on the floor years ago, helping him fold laundry while talking about her plans to move across the country. They'd promised to stay close. They didn't. The house whispered. You never called her back. Noah slid down the wall and sat on the floor like the weight of it had finally found him. He thought about leaving. Avoidance feels like relief in the moment, but it trains the brain to fear emotions instead of process them. Everyone did. But the house didn't chase. It didn't beg. It just stayed. Listening. Waiting. And somehow, that felt worse. One night, Noah snapped. "What do you want from me?" he yelled into the empty hallway. The house answered. Not with sound. With feeling. A pressure in his chest. A tightening in his throat. The realization landed slow and brutal. The house didn't want anything. It was giving. It was forcing him to hear what he'd spent years avoiding. Psychologists call it avoidant coping. Most adults aren't emotionally broken, they're emotionally postponed. Run from the feeling. Distract yourself. Stay busy. The house stripped all that away. No TV noise could drown it out. No scrolling could mute it. In that silence, Noah had to sit with himself. And yeah, it sucked. But then something weird happened. He started talking back. "I was scared," he said out loud one night. The house didn't interrupt. "I didn't call Lily because I didn't know how to explain that I was falling apart." The silence softened. Not gone. Just kinder. The house changed after that. When you name an emotion, its intensity drops. The brain relaxes once it feels understood. Not dramatically. Subtly. The whispers didn't disappear, they shifted. From accusation to question. What do you need right now? Noah didn't know. But for the first time, he tried answering. He started writing letters he didn't send. He applied for jobs he was afraid he wasn't qualified for. He called Lily. She cried. Then laughed. Then said, "I thought you forgot about me." "No," Noah said. "I just forgot how to be honest." Months passed. The house stayed quiet more often. Not because Noah had fixed everything, but because he was listening. That's the secret nobody tells you. Your mind screams when it feels ignored. The house was never cursed. Your mind only becomes loud when it's been ignored for too long. It was a mirror. Most people don't fear ghosts. They fear the version of themselves they've been running from. When Noah finally moved out, the next tenant asked him the question everyone asked. Is it true what they say about the house? Noah smiled. It doesn't hurt you, he said. It just doesn't let you lie. The door closed. The house waited. Still listening. Because someone else was about to hear the truth they'd been avoiding. Here's the part most people don't want to admit. Your mind doesn't haunt you because you're weak. It haunts you because you keep postponing honesty. Silence isn't empty, it's full of the conversations you keep delaying. So here's the uncomfortable question this story leaves you with. Backhand index pointing right. If your house could speak tonight, what truth would it force you to hear? And be honest, most people already know the answer.